It's Wednesday, July the 2nd, 2008, and you're watching The Ointment. I'm Steve Tatham, and I'm gearing up for my Yankee Doodle Dandy weekend. Today, speaking of America, is the 44th anniversary of the passage of the Civil Rights Act. And depending on how things go this November, could be the last. Our top story is in business news. Starbucks is shutting down 600 stores. 600, that is a lot. Now there will be only one on every other corner. Here's how tough things are for Starbucks. We had to shut down the Starbucks in our own guest bathroom. Business too slow. Here you thought Starbucks was this huge corporation. They're not huge. Turns out they're only grande. It's Wednesday, and you know what that means, don't you? It's time for our guest. Now, I'll let you in on a little secret. Normally our guest is right here in the studio, but no guest today in the studio. You know why? Our guest is in New York City. I, of course, am in Los Angeles. So we're going to do something very fancy. We're going to patch him in via the iChat. I hope it works. Wish us luck. Our guest today is Rob Kutner, the four-time Emmy-award winning writer for The Daily Show. 4 Emmys he has. That's a lot. That's more than Scatman Crothers has. That's a lot of Emmys. So Rob is going to talk to us about his new book called Apocalypse How.
Is that right, Rob?
That's more or less, yeah.
So show us the book. Do you have it?
Yes, it's called Apocalypse How, the book.
Lower that a little bit. I'm lower it in the screen. Yeah, there you go. Now I can see it.
That's beautiful, isn't it?
It is a thing of beauty.
It looks exactly like an actual book.
Except it's giant.
It's called Apocalypse How. It's your guide to turning the end of times into the best of times. And basically, like in contrast with a lot of apocalyptic literature, which is usually pretty gloomy and pessimistic, I believe that the end of the world is going to be the best thing that's going to ever happen to humanity. And I show you very carefully. So it's both the survival and kind of an inspirational, a thrival guide, if you will.
Now, how will we know if you're wrong about this?
See, that's the beauty, Steve. There's no accountability whatsoever. The end times come and I was wrong. Well, you've still bought my book, haven't you?
That's a shrewd business plan you have.
Yeah, it's sort of a hedge fund in the form of comedy, I think. Something like that.
Can you give us a little taste?
Well, just to give you an idea, it goes through a bunch of topical chapters. It goes through everything from food to shelter to clothing, fashion, social life, dating, recreation, sports, marriage, career, wealth, and power. I have everything from a cookbook called The Diet After, which includes recipes. Actually, there's a recipe called Steve Tartare. I apologize. It wasn't me with you in mind. Although I have to say, I think you would be delicious. Very low in trans fats.
I'm sold. Where can I buy the book?
You just don't want to be eaten, I know. You can buy it at Amazon.com. You can buy it at Barnes & Noble, Borders, or their websites. You can also go to apocalypsehow.thebook.com or robkutner.com. That's Kutner. Both of those will take you to a website where you can order it. Or you can beg your relatives to buy it for you for Christmas, or else you won't let them in your fallout shelter.
Now, Rob, I just have something I want to ask you. Can we see the Emmy? Is it nearby?
Oh, boy. It's funny. I had it when I started the interview. But, I used to wear it like Flavor Flav around my neck, but it's just too painful. It's bad for my neck.
But you have so many of them. I'm surprised you don't have one always within arm's reach.
Yes. I actually have them surrounding my house, like, an armed guard, basically. They're much cheaper than, like, Rottweilers, I have to say, and they eat much less food.
And they're pointy, right? So
they're pointy. They're deadly weapons. Yeah. Do not try to take these on an airplane. I have to warn you.
So just one more thing. Talk about the show for a second. The Daily Show. Lots of stuff going on in the world of politics and elections, right?
The elections are great. We're happy that they're in the generals right now. The sort of infighting of Democrat on Democrat action was getting a little bit old. I think Kane's just going to get older as we get towards the election, so he's going to get even crazier. We're going to really be asked to get off his lawn at some point. Obama, maybe I think tomorrow he's going to claim he's a Hindu, just to keep us guessing. Yeah, we just don't know where it's going to go, and that always keeps it entertaining for us.
Oh, great. Well, we'll keep watching.
Great.
And thank you for coming on the show. Thanks for coming on the show today.
Great. Thanks, Steve. Take care.
Okay.
Woohoo! It worked! How about that? Fancy us. Rob Kutner of The Daily Show, ladies and gentlemen. How about that? You can go to robkutner.com. to learn more about Rob's book. You will not find him on rooftopcomedy.com, although many of our guests are there, so keep going there as well. And finally, in political news, a bit of news about George Bush's preacher. This is the guy who conducted the wedding ceremony for the president's daughter recently. And you know what he has done? He has started his own website. Big deal, you ask? The website is a pro-Barack Obama website. I thought that was pretty brave, because for this, he could go to hell. Because we all know Dick Cheney has connections there. That's the Ointment for another day. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Steve Tatham, and that's news. Catch you tomorrow, everybody. 7 more shows.